Before you reach for your first cup of coffee tomorrow morning, I need you to stop. There is a 2-minute ritual involving one single tiny drop of what I call the forbidden oil that could flip the pilot light of your metabolism back on. This isn't a modern supplement trend or a marketing gimmick. It is a protocol buried within thousands of trance readings delivered by Edgar Cayce nearly a century ago. A ritual that generations of his followers have used to reclaim their internal fire. The original material doesn't actually call it an oil in the modern sense. It describes an anionic, highly bioavailable, and vibratory form of iodine, often referred to as atomic iodine or Atomadine. For the purpose of this session, we are calling it the forbidden oil, because it has been largely pushed to the fringes of mainstream health, despite its documented ability to act as a biological match to a cold metabolic hearth. If you are tired of waking up heavy, foggy, and feeling oddly flattened, as if there's a short circuit in your system rather than just a lack of sleep, stay with me for the next 2 minutes. This is a deliberate morning interruption for those who feel the EMF wash and the collective anxiety of 2026, draining their sovereign energy. If you're ready to stop borrowing energy from coffee and start generating it from within, type "ignited" in the comments right now to mark your commitment to this code. Think of your morning fog not as laziness, but as a pilot light that has been snuffed out by the ash of modern living. Your thyroid sits at your throat like the keeper of a sacred hearth. It is the master transformer gland. It sets the tempo for your temperature, your mood, your cellular repair, and your mental clarity. When that inner hearth dims, everything in your life feels colder, slower, and more difficult. In his deep trance states, Edgar Cayce described atomic iodine as a substance prepared in a way that allows the body to accept it instantly, as if you were giving the hearth the exact kindling it has been starving for. This is why it's forbidden, not because it's dangerous when used correctly, but because it challenges the push-through culture of modern stimulants. You don't need more caffeine. You need to clear the ash and reignite the spark. Let me be precise about what this ritual is. This is a tiny, sovereign act of reclamation. It is not a medical prescription, and it does not replace the care of your physician. It is an invitation to a lineage of practice. The ritual is simple. Half a glass of room temperature water. Glass only, avoid plastic. 1 single drop of the atomic iodine, a gentle swirl, and 2 minutes of rhythmic, mindful sipping. Why does this forbidden drop address inflammation? Picture your thyroid as a hearth. To burn clean, a fire needs oxygen and the right catalyst. In chemistry, iodine is that catalyst for the thyroid. But Cayce's atomic version goes further. He linked the thyroid to the pineal gland, what spiritual teachers call the inner skylight. When this thyroid-pineal loop is humming, your blood flow improves. Your subtle signaling becomes clear, and your body's baseline inflammation begins to balance itself. Inflammation is often just stagnant heat that has nowhere to go. By reigniting the transformer, you allow that heat to move and clear. When the loop is dim, you wake up heavy. Your thinking feels cloggy, like you're trying to run a marathon through waist-high water. Your resilience becomes a distant memory. But when the spark returns, people report a lightness in the throat, a feeling of embers warming the neck, and a sense that their mental fog is thinning by early afternoon. Here is the ritual, step by step, in the cadence you must follow. First, prepare half a glass of room temperature water. Second, add 1 single drop of the atomic iodine, 1 drop, not more. In the readings, the instruction is explicit, precision over quantity. Third, give it a gentle swirl. Do not stir it violently. Let the drop mingle with the water with respect. You are lighting a match, not flooding the fireplace. Fourth, sip slowly in small rhythmic pulses for exactly 2 minutes. This is the part most people ignore, but it is the most important. You must breathe with each sip. Sip, breathe, sip, breathe. This cadence anchors your nervous system. It tells your body that you are no longer in a state of emergency. It gives the preparation time to be met by your system rather than rushed past it. The recommended cycle in this tradition is 5 days on, followed by 2 days off. Rhythm matters more than quantity. Consistency is the muscle that builds change. What should you expect? While everyone's biology is unique, common themes recur in those who follow this code. They describe an ignition, a literal feeling of warmth in the chest and neck. Energy becomes more even, less peaky and crashy than the coffee high. Emotional tone steadies. Decisions feel less burdened by the static of collective anxiety. Some even describe a perceptible strengthening of their vibrational field, an invisible shield that keeps the stress of the world from blowing through them like a cold wind. If you decide to try this for 1 week, I want you to track 3 specific cues. 1. The throat. Does it feel lighter or freer by midday? 2. Clarity. Do your decisions seem less muddled by 2 p.m.? 3. Emotional steadiness. Are you less reactive to ordinary stress? Take notes. Small, objective observations help you distinguish a genuine biological pattern from a temporary placebo. Now, a vital safety note. True sovereignty requires wisdom. If you have thyroid disease, are being treated for hyperthyroidism, have autoimmune disorders like Hashimoto's, are pregnant or nursing, or take any endocrine medications, you must consult your healthcare provider before trying this. Do not stop your prescribed medications. This ritual is an adjunct, a traditional practice, not a substitute for clinical care. If you feel palpitations or sudden temperature shifts, pause immediately. Why the 5 on, 2 off rhythm? Think of it as respect for the body's natural cycles. Biology adapts to steady stimuli by becoming numb to them. By pulsing the signal, you preserve the system's sensitivity. You are training your body to respond to a whisper, rather than waiting for it to scream in pain. You might wonder about the phrase kills inflammation. In the historical Cayce readings, this form of iodine was claimed to address stagnation, the root of what we now call chronic inflammation. By addressing the stagnation at the glandular level, the body can finally begin to sweep the biological ash out of the chimney. There's a sovereignty here that is worth naming. When you perform this ritual, you are claiming agency. You are no longer just reacting to your exhaustion or tossing random supplements at a problem you don't understand. You are practicing a morning tending. You are returning heat to a dim hearth. You are coaxing embers. This habit of care, consistent, respectful, and rhythmic, is the real work that builds resilience in a world that wants you drained and distracted. As we move further into the biological shifts of 2026, these small intentional acts will be the difference between those who are overwhelmed and those who remain sovereign. If you try this, commit to 1 full week. Track the 3 cues I gave you: the throat, the clarity, and the steadiness. Come back to this video and share your experience. Your report, whether it's the fog lifted on day 4 or I felt a subtle warmth, is the data this community needs. If this message spoke to you, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Cayce Code X. We are building a library of lost protocols for the modern age. In our next session, we are going to explore the karmic imprint, how physical markers on your skin, like birthmarks and scars, reveal the soul's hidden history and how that history dictates your specific healing path today. Type "I ignited" in the comments if you're taking the 1-week challenge. I'll meet you in the comments to hear your progress. Let's relight the hearth. I will see you in the next code.